Hanover Square Press and Harper Audio present The Library Thief, a novel, by Kuchenga Shenjé, performed by Cora Kirk.
In memory of Kuchenga Shenjé, née Ricketts, 1953 to 2020, a.k.a. Mummy. Maybe she'd never really known her mother at all. And if you couldn't know the person whose body was your first home, then who could you ever know? The Mothers, Britt Bennett. Prologue. The story starts with a scandal that I thought would end my life. Fortunately, my scandal didn't kill anyone. In fact, it pales in comparison with what I went on to discover at Rose Hall. Thus far, the way I see it, in any good life, you need to die several times to really lead a life worth living. There are little deaths, and there are big deaths. My tale has both, and the real tragedy would be if this story were to die with me. I was lying when I swore I would take this secret to my grave. I had no right to promise that. Granger's Bookbinders, 143 Long Millgate, Manchester. Rose Hall, Lancashire, 20th of November, 1896. Dear Mr. Granger, I trust this note finds you in good health, and that business is as steady as when last we met some years ago. I write to you with an unusual commission. I will not trouble you here with the details of my current circumstances. Since the untimely death of my beloved wife, Lady Persephone, it seems the fates are in conspiracy against me. Suffice it to say that I find myself now in need of your excellent services, and on a far grander scale than before. The library at Rose Hall is, as you are aware, extensive. I am proud of the rarity and quality of the books it now houses, a collection that I've painstakingly curated over many years. I now find myself in the unhappy position of seeking a buyer for my collection. Many of the books, due to their age and mishandling by less cautious owners, are badly in need of restoration. There are perhaps some 200 such artefacts. The nature of my circumstances make it necessary that this work be carried out to the highest quality and with the greatest rapidity. Since no bookbinder in the Northwest possesses skills equal to yours, I thought of you at once. Please inform me as soon as you are able whether it is within your means to accept such commission. Your obliged and affectionate friend, Lord F. Belfield. Chapter 1. I fell in love with the feel of the cotton before I fell in love with the books. Leather felt too masculine and reptilian. Cloth was so much warmer and didn't slip out of my hands as easily. As a child, I played underneath the tables and made toy families from the scraps that fell at my father's boots. He would never talk to me about where the cloth we used came from, nor the contents of the books we worked on. There were a lot of things my father wouldn't tell me, and rather than keeping me ignorant, his silence made me more curious. Unfortunately, I was surrounded by the means to nourish that curiosity. Most of the time we spent together, as I grew up, was in silence, folding, beveling, and smoothing. I sometimes wished my fingers could be as thick as his. He didn't grimace when schooling leather and cloth into precise lines under his digital tutelage. I tried to be like my father, but all the books he left lying around gave me opinions. I arrived at the front door of Rose Hall looking more ragged than I would have liked. My breath was far from fresh, and the hairpins and clips I'd used to imprison the frizzier strands had been loosened by the bumps of the rickety carriage. I'd been dropped at the top of a tree-lined drive that was at least a quarter-mile long, if not more. The December mists obscured my vision, and I could only just make out the shape of a grand house, the likes of which I'd only really seen on biscuit tins in the windows of Manchester's new department store, though I had imagined them as I read Bronte, Austen, and Radcliffe. Even with the curls of mist in the air, I could tell this was a very English dwelling. As I approached it, my feet slipped and shifted on the gravel, unused to navigating such terrain after only walking on cobbled streets and across wooden floors. Lord Francis Belfield of Rose Hall had been my father's long-standing
Sample complete. Ready to continue?